Hi, in my last video we went over how to graph x and y intercepts if somebody's already told you what the intercepts are. Today we have to figure out how to find these intercepts. What they look like is a clue on how to find them. So the x-intercept is +3. That's going to go on the x-axis right there. Now that point is 3, 0. That's important. There's a pattern to where those zeros go. The y-intercept is going to go on the y-axis, and it goes down at -2, and that point is 0, -2. I'm going to do this again after I graph that. See if you can find the pattern. The x-intercept is -3. The x-intercept goes on the x-axis, and it is here. The coordinates for that point are -3, 0. The y-intercept is also -3. It's going to go on the y-axis, and it goes down on the -3. Its coordinates are 0, -3. Do you see the pattern? Draw the line. I'll show you right now. Here are those two side by side. The x-intercepts will have numbers in the x position, but zeros in the y position. The y-intercepts will have a number for y, but a 0 for x. One more time. The x-intercept has a number for the x, a 0 for the y. The y-intercept has a number for the y and a 0 for the x. If it's a y-intercept, you want a number in the y spot. If it's an x-intercept, you're going to have a number in the x spot. The other thing is going to be a 0. Let's use that to find intercepts. I want to graph 3x plus 4y equals 12. To get the x-intercept, we have to substitute in a 0 for the y. And I'm going to do that pretty quickly here. And we solve. X equals 4. So I put a 0 in for y. 4 times 0 is 0. It just kind of zeroes out. We're left with 3x equals 12. Divide both sides by 3. X equals 4. So that's the point. 4, 0. We'll put that right there. That is the x-intercept. For the y-intercept, we're going to do the same thing, except now we're going to put a 0 in for x. Watch how this works. There it is. 3 times 0 is 0, so we just zero out the x. We're left with 4y equals 12. Divide both sides by 4, we get y equals 3. That point is right here. And now we can graph it. That's not very difficult, but I like another method better. So watch this. I know the x-intercept is going to have the y be 0, which means the y term will go away. I cover it up and I write down what I see. 3x equals 12. That's what I see. That's what I write down. That's what I solve. And we get the same answer, but we don't have as much writing. I like this a lot more. Let's do it for the y-intercept. Okay, which thing is going to zero out? If you're looking for a y, you want to keep the y. You're going to zero out the x. That's the one you cover up. Write down what you see and solve. And we get the right answers that way with a little bit less writing. Let's do it again. 2x plus y equals 5. We're going to graph that first by finding the intercepts. Now, for the x-intercept, I want the x to stay. I want the y to go away. So that's what I cover up. Write down what you see and solve it. 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So our x-intercept is 2.5 and 0. 2.5 is halfway between 2 and 3. So that point would be right here on the x-axis. Now for the y-intercept, you want an answer for the y. X is the thing you're going to zero out, so that is what you cover up. And then you write down what you see. And it just happens to be the answer. How cool is that? No work. All right, now plot that point and draw that line. We're doing it again. You got to get the hang of this. For the x-intercept, we want to keep the x. We want to zero out the y. And then you write down what you see. You write down what is left. It's x equals 4. So that's the answer. Our intercept is 4, 0. Plot that point. Now for the y-intercept, you want to keep the y and zero out the x. If you want to keep the y, you cover up the x part. So now we have 2y equals 4, and we solve that by dividing both sides by 2. I get y equals 2. Plot that point 0, 2, and then draw the line. Oops, that line is too high. Sorry, my bad. You guys know I'm supposed to go through the dots. I'm going to leave that in the video because I really want to get this done. So, yay technology. All right, let's do it again. Pause it if you want to try it on your own and then come back and see the solution. For the x-intercept, you want to keep the x and lose the y. So I write down what I see. 5x equals negative 16, and now I'm going to divide both sides by 5. Yeah, I did that with a calculator that you didn't see, but that's okay. Negative 3.2. Now plotting that, you got to be a little careful. You're not going to be terribly precise on a graph, but negative 3.2 is a little bit more negative than a negative 3. So it's got to be between the negative 3 and the 4, closer to the negative 3. So that's where that point goes. For the y-intercept, you want to keep the y and lose the x. Now that subtraction sign stays in front of the 4, so that turns into a negative 4y equals negative 16. Then you divide by negative 4, you get y equals 4. The point that we're going to plot is 0, 4. That goes right here, and we draw that line. If you're in my class, this handout is in the room, and you need to get this into your notebook. If you're just hanging out with us on YouTube, I appreciate that. Check out this other video that may be interesting to you. Who knows? Thanks a lot. I'll see you. Bye.